Basically, I'm going to talk about Kangen water and how it helped clean my kidneys from the stones. So I've had kidney stones since I was 18 years old. At some point, it got pretty serious. When I was 23, one of my kidneys somehow got bigger because there was a stone stuck in the kidney. So that was my first operation, and then there were 2 operations followed by this one. So that's 3 operations in total on my kidneys. Thank God they were done with really good doctors in London, in the UK. So everything was fine, but still, like, the trauma you had from those interventions, it's ridiculous. Anyhow, I've spent a really big deal in the hospitals throughout my life because of this. As you can imagine, I had a very good diet. I probably ate 20% of my diet was meat, and then 80% fruits and vegetables. I didn't eat almost any salt. I was exercising quite a lot because I know this really helps kidney stones. So, and I was drinking quite a lot of water as well. But even though nothing helped and the doctors couldn't find out why I keep on having those kidney stones. So it's been 12 years since I first have had my first crisis, like kidney crisis. And I'm drinking Kangen water since 6 months now. And this is the first time in my life I don't have any kidney stones. So when I started drinking it, the first 3 days I felt like a severe pain in my kidneys. I almost couldn't move from the bed, but I wasn't very worried because I know the water is going to the places that are in the body that are problematic, and in this case, these were my kidneys. So 3 days later, I could feel how I'm like flushing out the stones, and then 3 days later, I went to the doctors and they couldn't find anything. Yoo-hoo! For the first time.
Hi, my name's Todd, and my friends Ricky Schaefer and Susie, and they introduced me to Kangen water. And when I first heard about it, I thought, that sounds a little bit gimmicky, but then I tried some, and I swear it did. It feels like kind of electricity running through your body. And even when I slept at night, normally I'm one of those people that's a sleeper. I gotta be sleeping all the time. People call me like a lion or a cat because they sleep all the time. And the first day I drank a bunch of Kangen water, and that night I slept really soundly, but I also was waking up like every couple of hours feeling completely rested and ready to, like I was ready to get going. And that's really odd for me. And so I could attribute it to the water. And then also an even bigger thing was that I had a hereditary in my family is kidney stones. And I just randomly one day just had these sharp pains in my back and was keeled over to the point where I was telling my wife, we got to go to the hospital emergency because something's really wrong. It was one of the worst pains I ever felt. And so went over to the emergency. That particular hospital that was the closest one right down the street, they didn't take my insurance, so I was keeled over there in the waiting room, and they tell me, oh, we don't take your, insurance here. So I call up Ricky, and he's like, you gotta start just pounding a bunch of this Kangen water. It's gonna go in there and, root those things out and sort everything out for you. So I did. I went and met up with Ricky and pounded like a gallon of the Kangen water, and I swear it flushed me out and flushed those puppies out, and I've been fine since. What's that?
Did you name them?
No, I didn't name them. They were too small to see, but you could like physically feel like, okay, something's moving out of my kidney right now, and it's gone, and I'm back to normal.
This is a friend of mine, Rick, and he has been having some medical issues with his kidneys earlier this month, And I told him that he ought to give the Kangen water a try, because I share the water, and people have been having good luck with that, and it's got some very good benefits like antioxidants, and it absorbs very quickly on a cellular level, and it's alkalized water, ionized water that comes out of the tap through a Levelec SE501. Now I'm going to just have Rick just kind of tell you what happened with him when he started drinking the water. Go
Hi.
ahead, Rick.
About the first of the month, I was for over the weekend. I had been passing some blood, and I figured that it would, for hoping it would go away before Monday or Tuesday. It never went away, so I went and saw my doctor on Wednesday, and she sent me up to the ER. After 6 hours in the ER, nobody could tell me anything. I was still passing blood when I went back home. I stopped by the next morning and talked to my friends Peggy and Merlin, and they gave me some of this water to try. And I was really getting some abdominal pains at the time. And I drank as much as I could. I drank about 5 or 6, 7 maybe glasses that night, and I was unable to go to the bathroom up until about 2 in the morning. And all of a sudden, I passed something. I guess it was a kidney stone, and the blood stopped for 3 or 4 days. I went back. I live 80 miles away from them. I went back home. Next day was fine. The next day it wasn't exactly fine, and then the blood was back for another week. Yesterday I came down because it was so bloody, and I drank about 9 glasses of water, and it's still clear, and the doctor doesn't have an answer for me.
Hi, my name is LG, and I'd like to tell you about my mother who was going to be on dialysis and is not now because of Kangen water. My doctor recommended that my mother drink this water to help her. Her creatinine levels were 4.0, in and out of the hospital, and definitely on kidney failure. So I started bringing my mother water. I live in Manhattan Beach, and she lives in Oceanside. But, you know, it's my mom, and so we do anything for our parents, keep them healthy. So I started bringing her the water. She drank it for 3 weeks, went back to the doctor for another blood test, and it was brought down to 2.9 and does not have to do dialysis. So it's really cool. We've been able to bring it down. She's been on it for 7 weeks now, another 0.1%. So Mom has totally turned her health around and is so much happier because of it. Me too.